sound. Starting up the chat. Okay. Here we go. Now, let me share this. On here, look at that. I got 4 minutes. 4 minutes, I'm early. Here we go. Now, let me share this. All right. On here, look at that. I got a couple shares to do before we start. Share to the Harrisville Haunted House. Couple shares to do before we start. See. Uh-oh. Are we stuck? Aha. Jack Shadow will share to that guy's page. And let's see, one more to Chiller Chats. Makes sense. Let's see, one more. And we'll share it to the Chiller Night Facebook group page. And if you're not a member of the Chiller Night Facebook group page, request to become a member and we'll let you right on in. And if there was an echo, by any chance, it shouldn't be there anymore. Yeah. I have 3 minutes left. I'm doing pretty good here. Doing pretty good. Okay. Oh, what am I trying to do here? Okay. Alright, getting all set up here. I've got 2 minutes left. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, bring that over here. Alright, there we go. We're all set. All set, and a little over a minute and a half left to go. Alright, pretty happy with that. So who's out there? Michael says 2 minutes till doomsday. That's about it. About it. Not even that long now. About a minute and 20 seconds. We're getting there. The final countdown. Alright. Roger says good evening. Alright. Good evening, Roger. Thanks for joining us. Alright, we have a minute left. So, there you have it. We're all set. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's doing alright. On this nice, fine, chiller night. Okay. I'll give you a sneak peek as to the schedule tonight. There you go, look at that. In about an hour, that's when all the frightening fun begins. Fiend Without a Face is the 9 o'clock movie. Alright, but you know what? My computer says it's 8 o'clock. My watch says it's about 10 seconds till, so I'll give it another few seconds. Then we'll fire it up. Bonehead says, good evening, Bonehead. How's it going tonight? Alright, we are, let's go. Let's get this started. Here we go. everybody. This is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show. We're from 8 p.m. until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I will sit here and I will chat with you about all things horror, sci-fi, the paranormal, even nostalgic collectibles within those genres. I know we've done that a few times. That was kind of fun going down memory lane. Let's see. John says, it's time for Chiller Night pre-show. This is Crozak the Grand, and here's our host, who, like the stars, he comes out at night. Here's Bryan Hogue. Well, thank you. Thank you, Crozak the Grand. Bonehead says, good. How are you, Bryan? Can't complain. Can't complain whatsoever. All right, we got a good line of chiller night programming coming up, beginning at 9 p.m. and that will be on Stream TV at streammedia.tv, and soon, hopefully soon, they will have their Roku channel back up. But it is available. All the programming is available right there at that site tonight. You can watch it online. For in Venango County, Pennsylvania, you can look it up on your local TV channel. So, David says, good evening. Champagne popped and poured. We're watching from the hot tub tonight. Cheers. Oh, that sounds nice. Bonehead says, the weekly therapy session is underway. Go get him, Bryan. All right. Sounds like a challenge. And with that, we will, let's throw up that schedule here. Hopefully that's the only thing we're throwing up here tonight, but let's see, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Jack Shadow presents Fiend Without a Face. Now, if you remember, and I'm sure you do, that was one that we did as a live Chiller Night Theater episode. We did that, I think sometime last year we did that. So it's a fairly new, I mean within a year, but that was pretty good movie. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. That's my guest is Deanna Marie. That's the one that we played back in the early winter. I think it was in January, I believe. No, February, where Deanna was talking about her sighting of a chupacabra. And that's an interesting episode to watch. So hopefully you join us there at 11 p.m. 11:30 Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Werewolf of Washington. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Sean Kelly from the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. That was one of the live Chiller Chat episodes. Actually, they were both live Chiller Chat episodes that we did throughout the winter, like around February-ish. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is I Bury the Living. I Bury the Living. It's Richard Boone. Remember him? All right, so Brad says, it's a Chiller Night pre-show with Bryan Hogue, starring Bryan Hogue. Now here's Bryan. Thank you, Brad. Thanks for joining us. John says, Friday was Ray Harryhausen's birthday, and we know who he's famous for. Yeah. I didn't realize that was Friday was his birthday, but yeah, we owe a lot to. I know I personally owe a lot to him and his work. Was stirring a young Bryan's imagination. Certainly, Bonehead says, Fiend Without a Face. Ha! That must be about me. I'm a disembodied skull. Well, we'll have to watch and see, won't we? All right, at 9 p.m. So, all right, there you have it, folks. There is our Chiller Night scheduling for tonight. Hopefully that Roku channel will be up and running. I don't know when that will happen. I know it will, but I don't know when. So, love to see that back up and running. Tom says that was my suggestion. Yeah, Tom's the one who picked that movie back when we were. I was asking for suggestions and stuff. So, Tom, you picked tonight's movie. So that was a good one. If I had seen that one before, I didn't remember it. So that was like, practically new for me watching it, because I don't recall seeing that one. If I did, I don't remember. I didn't remember any of the details. So Arthur says, is Chiller Night Theater coming back live? Well, no and yes. Okay, not as far as the the Friday Night Frights, and I'll tell you why. But let me get to the yes first. Uh, it's it's very possible. We're talking about doing our very first live episode broadcast, streaming broadcast from the studio, and we are talking about that being next month, July 24th. So uh, I really would love to see that happen. I can't say with all 100% certainty that that will happen, but you know, it's been talked about, and you know, I'd say it's probably looking good. I would love to do it. I mean, I'm all in for it. I know, Ava and Samantha are, you know, they're in as well. So I say we do it. I think that would be fun. Oh, the reason no, as far as the Friday Night Frights, is because of this. Over the years, even before I started with Stream TV, I've had so many issues with YouTube, claiming copyright violations. Okay, for very well established and long running public domain movies. So, and the rest is my original content, including the theme music to Chiller Night Theater. That was made, that was created just for that show. So that's mine, and as well as the content, the characters of the show. So it just happened one too many times to where I said, I'm just done. Done. I'm done putting Chiller Night Theater on YouTube. So I wanted to now let me say this too. If there is a way that I can do those and broadcast them through Stream TV, which, as I understand it, is a possibility, then we could see that again. But as of right now, my answer is, as of tonight, no. Until I could figure out a better way to do it. I don't want to put it on YouTube or Facebook. Some of the other hosts have had issues to where they were streaming content, video streaming content, and boom, they got shut down because of claims of copyright violations. So I don't want that to happen to me. So especially if I had a sponsor for that show. Um, it's not because I don't. In fact, I much more enjoy a live show than a pre-taped one. But so if there's a way to do that down the road, then yes, Arthur, I will do that. Brad says all new episodes of AEW Wrestling is on TNT right now. All new episodes. Speaking of all new episodes, we will be having an all new episode of Chiller Night Theater next Saturday night. So, Jack Shadow, crawled out of his castle, dusted himself off, and ready to present another new episode, and more coming up too within this coming month. Cassandra says hi everybody. Hey Cassandra. Bryan says hello everyone. Hey Bryan. And then let's see, some people are saying hello back and forth, and then Tom says, is the Stream Media app on Roku still broken? Yeah, it's not broken. What they did was I don't know if I know all the details other than Stream TV is trying to work out something with their new channel to get a better deal, better quality, and it wasn't just as I originally thought, just a matter of it's off, recalibrate some things, and then it's back on. It's actually they're going through a whole new channel, or building a whole new channel somehow. So I don't know all those details, but I do know it's not back up yet, but it will be. And I keep saying that every week. I don't know when. I wish I did. I don't have that information. But until then, you chiller maniacs, we still have streammedia.tv. Now, if you're like me, I don't like to sit and watch things on my phone, that much, or not in length of program, or on my computer. The reason being, I'm on the computer quite a bit. So any chance I get to not look at my computer, I welcome that. So, but what you can do, and I think this is kind of cool. There's an option on your smartphones, um, screen mirroring. So I guess if you hold it up on your phone, you can actually project that onto your TV screen if you have a like a Roku TV or a smart TV. So just trying to help. Let's see. Bonehead says, I remember the first time I saw a fiend without a face. I couldn't get over seeing them brains wiggle around like worms. Yeah, they reminded me of the alien, the little alien toddlers. I don't know what you would call them. Yeah. But yeah, weird looking things. Carrie says, I'm in Ohio and there was a big truck wreck on Interstate 80 east near Youngstown. Really? Oh, wow, that's not good. Youngstown, that's not too far from me, actually. Well, that's too bad. I hope no one was hurt. Tom says, good, Bone, you hanging in there? Oh, he was asking how Tom was doing earlier. Arthur said, thanks. Oh, no problem. Brad says, we miss Jack Shadow. I do too. I miss the big guy there. But we'll see him. We'll see him next week in a brand new episode. So, Bonehead says, yes, I missed you guys. Have you heard from Miss Glamfangs? Is Glam on here tonight? I'll tell you who I've been asking about too is that I haven't seen on here in a while, and I hate to, you know, I hate to overstep any boundaries here between viewer and show host, but Paul, you know, has anybody seen Paul? I wrote to him and there's been no response. So I just wonder. I just throw that out there simply because if somebody has heard from him or anything like that, that would be. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if he's okay. That was PK Lynch. He goes by that name as well. So, Bonehead says face huggers. That's it. That's it. That's better than alien toddlers, I guess. John says also born on Friday is Alexander Alex Toth, character designer who created Hanna-Barbera's show Johnny Quest. All right. Space Ghost. Excellent. And Super Friends and Thundar the Barbarian. I watched all of those. So that is neat. I didn't know that. Alex Toth. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bonehead says, neat shirt, Brian. What's the design, if you don't mind me asking? Mine ain't so good nowadays. That's the Wolfman. Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman. The classic Universal Monsters. Wolfman, Larry Talbot. So, Tom says, no, you hear Glam? See, and I don't see her. I don't see, Glam might not be with us tonight. John says, if anyone is interested, check out Genius Animated, the cartoon art of Alex Toth on YouTube. Interesting. Now, hey, speaking of that, Tom had brought up about the Sea Monkeys video on YouTube, and I actually ended up watching that like almost immediately. We were talking about sea monkeys, and then somebody brought up about the Sea Monkeys documentary on YouTube. I did watch that, and oh my gosh, now I know what you were saying. You were saying something about, or one of you commented on about the guy being a, now it wasn't spelled right. That's what was throwing me off. Super massist is what it said with an M. I'm sure you were saying super racist, like the guy was in like the KKK and stuff like that. All right, now I finally, understand what you were trying to say, but I was like, wow, okay, yeah, that's crazy. But the Sea Monkey stuff was pretty interesting, looking at like what thought went behind it, and like if you get a chance to watch it, just check it out. it was very interesting. So, yeah, I had no idea what you were trying to write last week. Arthur says, I mirror the show on Apple TV. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Ava and I do that every once in a while. It's a pretty neat way of watching your videos from your phone on your TV. Bonehead says, hello, Glam Fangs. Can you see us? Is she on here? Maybe you guys can see her. I can only see if she's commenting. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's how you see her. Kevin says, good evening all. Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining us. Bonehead says, wow, I got something right. You better mark that on the calendar. Awesome. Face huggers. Hey, I wanted to say, is Raymond with us? Raymond, I wanted to point out Raymond had a birthday. All right, our very own Raymond made it another trip around the sun. So congratulations, Raymond, if you're with us. And if you're not, I hope you're having a good evening. But Raymond's was, I think, June 22nd. I have that wrote down. So if I see somebody's had a birthday throughout the week, I try to acknowledge that on here. So how about anybody else? Anybody else watching have a birthday this last week? Or maybe today. Today's also my dad's birthday, so happy birthday to my dad. Don't think he's watching this particular episode, but happy birthday nonetheless. All right, 75 today, 75. I read that. Glam, there's Glam. All right, hey guys, that's sweet of you all asking if I'm around. I'm listening with both ears. All right, just had hands too full to comment. Life duties keep interrupting. Yes, I can understand. I haven't heard from PK in a long time. Yeah, I see the frowny face. Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah, that's too bad. Bonehead says, I had a cousin that looked like a sea monkey. I'm not putting them down. At least they had a pleasant face, unlike me. Well, the sea monkey, like the cartoon art depiction, I would imagine that's what you're referring to, rather than the brine shrimp look. But either way, if they didn't look too bad, then good on them. See, Bonehead says, we miss you, Glam. It's just a party with it's just a party without you. Glam says, Tom, Bonehead, Bryan, happy birthday, Bryan's dad. Oh, thank you. Yep. And Raymond, if Raymond's on here, or if he jumps in here later on, wish him a happy birthday. I guess his was earlier this week, but I did happen to see that pop up on Facebook. So, hey, this is kind of cool. I saw this earlier today. Halloween Kills, the next Halloween movie, the next installment in the story of Michael Myers and whatever character Jamie Lee Curtis plays. I totally went blank on even though it's been like, it came out in the 70s, but anyways, that's coming out this October. Okay, now listen to this. This is kind of cool. Friday, October 15th of this year, Halloween Kills come out. That does have Jamie Lee Curtis. And there is the trailer's out right now. Look up the trailer on YouTube. It's pretty cool. She makes a statement in there in the trailer, at least the trailer that I watched, and it says something like, Michael Myers is just a man. Now, if you remember the last, the last movie that they had, there was a big fire. Michael was caught in a big fire. They kind of caught him in the building, trapped him in the building, and set it on fire, or it caught on fire. I forget. All I know, he's in a fire. Okay.
All right, baby, you are free.
All right.
All right, love you.
Love you too.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
I got locked in the dark domain.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I love you.
Okay, love you too.
You turned Brent around.
Don't you let any of those cats in here.
Okay, well, I'm not locking on this side.
But where was I? Oh yeah, with get locked in. Go locked in. I better secure this. Hold on, folks. The reason I have to do this is, well, let me explain why. Let me explain what the heck I'm talking about. This very, very old home, and I'm in my, dark domain, but if I weren't here, it'd be my home office. And uh, the doorway is original wood from like 1905, and the locking mechanisms don't they just don't match up anymore. So I have these little loop hook locks. So I have to have one on either side of the door because cats get in here and play around a little too much for my comfort and knocking everything over. They're just jerks, and I'll tell you. But that's it. That's the story. It wasn't all that impressive, but there you have it. But anyways, but Ava left, and she accidentally locked the other side. There's one on each side of the door, so I would have had to kick that open if I needed out in an emergency. But she's back home now, and everything's all right. Bonus says, "Hello to the greatest bunch of people around, the Chiller Night crew." Ah, yes, good group of people. That is true. Albert says, "Good evening. Hope all is well." Good evening, Albert. Thanks for joining us. Bonehead says, "Hello, Miss Ava." Well, she's out of earshot now, but oh, Ava. I was gonna give it an attempt and yell for her, but all right. But anyways, let me, and then I'll catch up on the comments there. Halloween Kills coming out on Friday, October 15th. It is John Carpenter's one of the or he's the executive producer for this movie, which is awesome. Always to have John Carpenter's name attached, particularly with a Halloween movie, obviously. And and then the neat thing about it, the next Halloween movie comes out next year, October of 2022, tentatively on Friday, October 4th. So, or 14th, I'm sorry, 14th, October 14th in 2022. And it is called Halloween Ends. Will it though? Will it really? As long as it's making money, I don't know about that. But I thought that was cool. I wanted to mention that tonight. Halloween Kills. Check it out. Check out the trailer. I think like I was getting to one of the things was Jamie Lee Curtis says he's just a man. Okay, now clearly from the original movies, somewhere along the line that that was no longer the case. He was some kind of supernatural or mutant being of some type to be able to withstand bullets and all this stuff like he has and still keep coming, but kind of like Jason, I would imagine. But she says something to the effect of he's still a man, but she says the more he kills, the more he transcends. So I thought that was cool, and cool enough to want to share with you folks tonight. So there you have it. There it is. Halloween Kills coming up this October. So Brad says the problem with watching something on your phone or even on your laptop gives you a hurting creak in your neck compared to sitting down on your recliner watching TV. I agree wholeheartedly. I do. Yeah, I can only, when you work on staring at a screen all day for work, throughout the week, and it's just any chance I have to not be here or in front of a computer screen, if I can watch something on the TV. That's why I've always encouraged that Roku channel. But if there's alternative ways of watching it from the computer on a TV screen, which nowadays there are, I kind of like to push that. But Goliath says, "Hi, Albert. Hi, Ava and kitties." Yeah. Cassandra says, "Aw, kitties." Yeah, aw, kitties. Well, the kitties didn't get in, so so I'm feeling better about that. Bonehead says, "Oh well, I guess she left. She's out of earshot, but I will mention that you said hello. Goodbye, Miss Ava. Then that was a really short visit. That was. Yeah, she's got some company. Her son's over and his girlfriend. Tom says, "Jerky cats. I know. I know." And he says, "Hello, Albert. Hello, authors. I sounds like a song. Okay." I'll be quiet. Bonehead says, "No, no, bring it up." Glamfang says, "This is a really cool group of folks. They know their horror stuff and always come up with interesting topics to discuss." I agree. I really enjoy this. Jeff says, "Halloween 1978 is my all-time favorite horror movie. Great movie. I really liked Halloween 2018. However, the trailer for Halloween Kills concerns me." Yeah, I don't know. I like the original stuff. I don't know. I didn't. I'll tell you which one I like probably the least out of all of them so far is the HTO 20, the 20-year, what, 98. I guess that makes sense. It came out then. That was one I just least enjoyed. um, I think it's because I was really hoping to see what was going to happen after part 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, and you know, building it, and I was actually like, okay, I'm ready for this. Let's see what happens. What's going on here? And then the very next movie, they just, you know, kind of did away with all that, you know, to some extent or to a large extent, and just went off on a different way with the story. So I don't know. Plus, I just didn't think it was all that good. But and the last one that they made, was that 2018? I guess it would be, huh? With Jamie Lee Curtis. I thought it was okay. Like I didn't. I thought it was okay, entertaining, you know, but I didn't think it was great. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it is. So we'll see. Anything that comes out anymore, I am very cautiously optimistic. I am, like Indiana Jones 5. Okay, you know, Harrison Ford's what, 78 years old, and he's playing Indiana Jones again. You know, I give him a lot of credit for that, but at some point, you know, it's can we say that things aren't very realistic? You know, to be playing an action hero of that magnitude at that age. Now I know that they have the de-aging capabilities and things like that, but as I understand it from supposed leaks and things like that, you know, it's going to be either a time traveling thing or, and there's no spoilers here because I don't know if any of this is true. So this is a speculation at best, um, where it could possibly be a time traveling thing, which I really really hope they don't do, uh, or it could be a flashback thing. I would accept that, you know, but a time traveling thing in Indiana Jones. Let's see. Cassandra says Beverly Washburn is going to be at Monster Bash in Ohio. Are you going? Beverly Washburn. Remind me who that is. Beverly Washburn. Um, that's a name I should know, and I've heard it certainly before, but I don't know. I can't think of who that is. Bonehead says there's just something about the shape that makes it impossible not to watch a Halloween movie. Ah, they're enjoyable. I don't watch them anymore for, I guess. Well, why do we watch them? If I were introduced to them maybe as a In my adult years, maybe I just, they could come and go. I'd probably watch them, but there's more of a nostalgic quality about it, since I grew up, with those movies coming out in the late 70s and then throughout the 90s and then 2000s. And it's more nostalgic. Are they that great? I don't know. What do you got? I'll watch it. I'm not gonna snub it. I'm not gonna turn my nose up, to it like I'm too good for Halloween. No, heck no. I'm gonna watch Halloween or Friday the 13th. If they did a remake to that, which they did, and I watched it, and it was like, why do we do it to ourselves? But we do, don't we? That's it's Jason. It's Friday the 13th. It's just big dumb fun from our teen years. If you're within my age range, anyways, they were just fun. Something fun about them. Brad says, I see they're going to have AEW wrestling move from TNT to TBS Superstation because they want to put a new wrestling show called 6:05 p.m. and non-pay preview events on TBS, like how they did the NWA WCW Clash of the Champions. 6:05 p.m. Well, old wrestling fans like myself who used to watch the Georgia Championship Wrestling. I mean, I always called it that, but I know it went under a few titles. But you know what I'm talking about, obviously, with 6:05 p.m. on TBS. Gordon Soley as the announcer, and just a, probably the best era slice of wrestling in all my childhood or all my life watching wrestling. So yeah, if they can bring a slice of that back, that's cool. Bonehead says 9 or 10 maybe. Does anyone in the Chiller Night crew know? Oh, Tom says, how many Halloween movies have there been? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to sit and figure that out. So I don't know. Maybe one of you guys could check that out. Yeah, because you'd have to, of course, the original lineup, H2O. Then you got your Rob Zombie movies. And he's not directing this one. I think this is different than I watched the first Rob Zombie movie. I didn't watch. They had two of them, right? Didn't he do two of them? I don't think I watched the second one. So, Cassandra says, it has been reported that Harrison Ford was hurt on the set. Yeah! Why is he doing this? I don't... I mean, I love Indiana Jones movies, but I hope they just... I watched the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, overall, I had fun with the movie. There were some things in there that were just so ridiculous that really is like, you're like, oh, why? But this one, yeah, he got hurt. He hurt his shoulder. He was practicing, rehearsing for a fight scene, and so I guess it didn't occur during actual filming, but rehearsing a fight scene. Yeah, 78. He's still in there. Well, look at Martin Kove on Cobra Kai. I mean, he's got to be around the same age, or mid-70s, I'm thinking. I don't know. Someone can Google that, but and tell me if I'm wrong. But he's playing the, Sensei Kreese on the Cobra Kai. Remember the old Karate Kid evil Sensei? I don't know. I got to hand it to these guys. Give them a good pat on the back. Hopefully you won't crack any bones while doing it. But yeah, no, some of these guys can. And Harrison Ford, he pulled off that last movie just fine. Like, I looked at that, and he was still a believable action hero. And I know he did that when he was in his mid 60s, maybe. Does that sound about right? I think that's about right. I think he was in his mid 60s, but he held up well, so stayed in good shape and everything. This one, I don't know what to think. I guess we'll see. But anyways, you know, he was also injured on. There, I gotta take my glasses off. I don't know why I'm doing this, but so much tonight. But he was also injured while making the Force Awakens. He was injured when the ramp to the Millennium Falcon came down, and I guess hurt his leg somehow. So I don't know, guys. And I hear he was injured on making the last Blade Runner movie. Would have been the second one. I don't know. Harrison, be careful. Cassandra says Beverly Washburn, the blonde. Wait a minute. Beverly Washburn, the blonde girl in Spider Baby. Okay. I did not remember her name, but I know who you're talking about now. Okay. Brad says, yes, I heard. Poor guy. Yeah. Cassandra says, you should interview her for a chiller chat. That would be pretty cool, huh? That'd be neat. Maybe after I get the Skype set up for it. I was supposed to do a live chiller chat last week, and then my guest the night before, his car broke down. So it's like that would be frustrating. But I said, well, we can do it. So I'm supposed to do a live chiller chat coming up this Wednesday at the studio. So hopefully we can make that happen. So we'll see. But if I can get all the editing done in time, there might be 2 new episodes. We'll have a new Chiller Night Theater episode next Saturday night, and maybe, I can't say this yet, but maybe we'll have a new Chiller Chat. But if not, very soon after, it would be the week after. It's all depending on how much I can get edited throughout the week. Let's see. Brad says they want to start doing this in the new year in January. Oh, okay. Well, that'll be here before you know it. Bonehead says, someone in this crew has to know this. I got, hey, speaking of that, well, I'll say this after, I'll put up the poster to the next topic here. But someone in this crew has to know this. I got faith in the Chiller Night crew. Oh, the movies of Halloween, I take it, the number of movies. While somebody might be looking that up, may or may not be looking that up, the Pentagon UFO report was released this week. All this talk of all this disclosure, the UFO disclosure, the what are they called now? Not UFOs, but the unknown aeronautical phenomenon or something. I don't know. I mean, when you've gone almost 53 years of calling it UFO, it's UFO. All right, but they released that information, and I don't know. I think it was kind of a not very much more information was learned than we knew the day before they did. So I really wasn't expecting a great big disclosure. I don't know if you were. Probably a lot of people who were really counting on something big and outrageous were, I guess, probably disappointed. I still think it's interesting, though, that there is video. I mean, it is being acknowledged as real, and that UFOs do exist, and somehow, that is still, you would think that would be the biggest topic or biggest headline. It's still falling under the radars, it's still not making the splash, that it's kind of henpecking its way into mainstream culture, at least as far as being newsworthy. I don't get that. Maybe it's maybe it's the presentation, the delivery. You got to do better, news. I don't know. fired up somehow. But let's see. Lasercorn says, oh, Brad says AEW wrestling want to go back to the basics. Wish they would. You know, what I don't like, although it is impressive, wrestling now is a lot of it. I shouldn't say all of it because I don't watch it. I don't watch it anymore. I've tried to watch it, and nothing against it. I'm just of an older crowd. So my wrestling was 70s into early 80s. In fact, I'm going to tell you something that might shock some of you, being how I was a wrestling promoter and have my own wrestling organization, Dark Horse Championship Wrestling. Plug. It's not even really a plug because I haven't even done a show in about 5 years. But I will say this: I stopped watching wrestling while Hulk Hogan was. It was before he made it big in the rock and wrestling and really made it known as a heel or as a face. When I was watching wrestling, for the most part, he was still a bad guy. He was still a heel. I would get my wrestling magazines. He was in the 10 most hated list every week. That's when I grew up watching wrestling, and that was a fun time for me. And so they want to go back to the basics. Good for that. I think it's a very high-paced, choreographed. It's so choreographed. It's like watching a real fight, an MMA fight, compared to kung fu theater stuff. You know, it's just one doesn't really cut it. It's too fantastic at times to bridge that gap between my ability to believe that this is really happening. At least back in the day before it was the speaking of the disclosures, back before Vince McMahon had the big disclosure that it's entertainment. You knew it wasn't real. You knew it was, I should say, predetermined. But nobody came out and said that, so you could still have fun with it. There was still a funness to it. That's the way I look at it. A person growing up in the 90s, and certainly within the 2000s, watching it. If that was your introduction to it, then today's stuff would probably be very highly entertaining to you. For me, I'm just so old school when it comes to that. Lasercorn says, "Hey peeps, sorry I'm late. I'm in Altoona, PA with family. Hope all is well." Well, thanks for joining us. Yes, all is well. All is well here tonight. Bonehead says, "Hold on a minute. I'll look this question up on Google." All right, good deal. We are going to get the answer. Oh, Jeff has the answer right now. There have been 11 Halloween movies, but that includes Halloween 3, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Right. I thought that was an odd way of doing it. They were Halloween was supposed to be Halloween stories, but where people's expectation of seeing Michael Myers on every movie was after Halloween 2, he came back. And then they just thought it would be okay to just, now we're going to branch off and start, different movies that have not, that can be, if anything, Halloween related. And that's where Season of the Witch came in, and everybody was I imagine most of the viewers for that franchise were disappointed, of course. They were expecting Michael Myers, and they didn't get him. So what do? They reeled it back in and threw him in part 4 and everything then on. So strange choice, I thought, that they did there. Let's see. Glamfang says, "If you have good makeup, editing, and a stunt double, I guess anything is possible. That's how I get through some days, LOL." Yeah. We all need stunt doubles. Or I need a clone. I need to, I guess we all do. Let's, Bonehead says, okay, Tom, there's 11 movies in the Halloween franchise. Okay, there we go. Let's see. A couple hellos back and forth. Bonehead's, you still there, Tom, or did I bore you to sleep? Bonehead says, I better behave myself. I already put one of the crew in La La Land. Brad says, AEW want to bring fewer tradition and storylines and more young, modern action. Okay. Fewer tradition and storylines. I see. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but and young modern action and more young modern action. I thought you said back to the basics, but at least back to the basics for me means old school stuff, and so maybe we have a different viewpoint on that. Glamfang says, I appreciate the physical abilities of wrestlers, but couldn't keep up with all the storylines. Too much like a soap opera. Preferred the old school matches that focus more on ring action. Yeah, me too. Tom says, you rock, Bone. Thanks. Brad says, they want the young age, then they want to the young age than the older wrestlers in the ring. Okay. Tom was putting pizza on the oven. Oh, that sounds good. Brad says, less older wrestlers. Ann says, awesome. Hey, Ann. Hey, sis. How you doing tonight? Brad says, do. What? Okay. Yeah. My thing was, hey, speaking of wrestling, I know you, we kind of trail off in the wrestling sometimes. Next week is actually, I think you're gonna like it. I won't tell you the title just yet. Or maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. It will be a horror wrestling movie. Horror wrestling. Yeah. Imagine that. So just yeah, imagine that. So there you go. You'll have to wait and see. Ann says, hey. Bonehead says, oh, pizza. You got some furry eyebrows, anchovies on that pie. Ann says, watching. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. So, yeah, my experiences, Bryan and John both at the same time says El Santo maybe. Good guess. All right, it will be Samson versus the Vampire Women, and it is El Santo, and Jack explains the Americanizing the name from I don't know why, but Santo to Samson. But it is Santo, and it's a good movie. I think you're gonna enjoy it. Tom says, nah, no little fishies for me for the anchovies. Okay, well, now we know no anchovies on Tom's pizza. Bryan says, I really like those films. Yeah, they are entertaining. I like them. And again, I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to cut into Jack's dialogue, and his presenting that movie. But I don't know. Check it out. If you could care less about wrestling, it doesn't matter. It's just it's a fun movie to watch, and I think you're gonna really enjoy it. And it's neat some of the in between stuff that Jack's talking about. I think you're gonna like it. I do. Bonin says, horror wrestling. Can you give us a clue? Oh, okay, that was, you probably wrote that before I actually said it, because I know there's a delay here. Brad says, I hope you give AEW Wrestling a try on TNT On Demand, Brad. You'll be impressed. You said you liked the WWE WrestleMania. Well, I like the idea that they had it, because I could go back and look at the old stuff. You know, I think it's cool. I think it is neat to be able to go back and watch that stuff on Peacock. Brad says, yeah, yeah, I do think that's cool. I think it's neat that they have it. Bonehead says, never mind, I'm late on that. No, you were probably on time. It's just that I probably said that after you actually typed and submitted it, and understandably, because there's that delay, uh, Brad says, but it's your opinion, you're entitled to it. So, oh yeah, when it comes to wrestling, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a Bruno Sammartino kind of guy. Killer Kowalski, the Executioners, Ken Patera, you know. I just Ric Flair, you know, is still old school enough. Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes, you know. Um, good times. Um, but anyways, but it's your. Oh yes. Hey, I want to put that schedule up again. Did I get everything? I think I did. Oh, again. Bonehead says, remember the midget wrestler Sky Lolo? No, I don't remember that name. So maybe I saw that. You know, I remember them putting that stuff in there. Those matches back in the old school days. But Brad says you said you like WrestleMania 1 in 1985. Yeah, I like the older the you know the first few. Um, there may be others that I would enjoy. I didn't watch them because at that time, you know, I was in the service. I was, you know, shortly after that I was overseas, and quite honestly, I just didn't watch a lot of TV during that time. So I really got out of it, and then I came back into the world of wrestling. Um, Back in, I'll tell you when it was. It was back when that movie The Wrestler came out, you know, with Mickey Rourke, and I kind of got hooked again because a buddy of mine, um, Aaron Madden, I've had him on my show before, and on my my original our original, he and I did a wrestling show together, um, back in like 2011, but um, that's kind of when I got into it. I had a lot of research to do. I had to go back and watch from like the mid 80s all the way up until like that time, which was around 2010, 2011, and catch up on a lot of that stuff that I didn't watch it, all that when it was happening. I had a lot to catch up on. So yeah, I've got all kinds of DVDs in my wrestling library. Glam says the Wild Simones. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Bonehead says he was big in the '60s and early '70s. Yeah. Okay, you're Skylolo. Oh, well then I'm sure unless I happen to see something on, I wouldn't have remembered him. Um, although like Buddy Rogers, the original Nature Boy, you know, Luthez, you know, I've watched numerous matches with them. So, but a lot of that stuff too was in the videos or the DVDs that I said that I watched. Um, Brad says The Wrestler was a really good movie. I love that movie. Tom, yeah, there's another one. Yeah, Gorgeous George, a Mad Russian. Yeah, yep. Uh, all during that era. Bonehead says he retired out of wrestling before I went in the Marines. Oh, did he? You're talking about Skylolo? I take it. Um, Brad says Randy the Ram Robinson. Ah, the good old days, at least in my mind. Let me put the schedule back up here just before, because it's 8:55. So let me put the schedule back up here. 9 p.m. coming up in just 5 minutes. 9 p.m. Fiend Without a Face. Again. I want to remind you, if you jumped on here since I've last through the schedule up. That was a live episode. That was one of our live online Friday Night Frights where Jack Shadow is interacting with the viewers, and it was a ton of fun. I loved it, and I would love to do more of those if I can. If I can, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't pulled the plug on that, but for now, I don't want it on YouTube or Facebook. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Deanna Marie. Deanna talks about her encounter with a chupacabra. 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Werewolf of Washington. On 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Sean Kelly from the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Again, I want to mention that Deanna Marie's episode and Sean Kelly's both were live episodes from earlier in the year, I think back in February. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is I Bury the Living, starring Richard Boone. All right. Bonehead says, remember the Fabulous Moolah? Oh, of course. Yeah. Glam says, can't forget the Fabulous Moolah. Yep. Brad says, still no Roku. Watch Chiller Night Theater on your computers in 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. Glam Fang says, great minds think alike. Bonehead, LOL. Bonehead says, it's amazing how we all remember those wrestlers. Yeah, it is. Hey, I mentioned this last week. I want to mention, because sometimes we get on nostalgic things, and there is let me see if I can see it real quick as I scroll down here without bumping myself off of this channel. Oh, come on. I mentioned, Toys of My Youth on Facebook. It's a group called Toys of My Youth, 1959 through 1989. It is really cool. I mean, check it out. We've at times, talked about stuff like that, and some of you have submitted pictures, and I've thrown stuff up there. It takes you back. It really does. It's a really cool Facebook group. So check that one out if you like stuff like that. I happen to. I think you'll like it. John says, this has been Chiller Night Pre-Show with Bryan Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand. I like it. Crozak the Grand. Reminding you that the best 2 out of 3 falls with the 10-minute time limit. And 4th of July weekend is coming soon. Keep thrilled, stay chilled. Yes, thank you. Crozak the Grand. Bonehead says, Miss Glamfangs, you're a very sweet ghoul friend, LOL. So there you have it. Well, hey folks, once again, thank you very much for joining me for another night of the Chiller Night Live pre-show. In just mere moments, maybe a minute or two, maybe, remember, hop on to streammedia.tv where you can watch the Chiller Night programming throughout the night, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Chiller Night Theater, and it'll then go to Chiller Chat. Back and forth. So about 3:30 in the morning. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for joining me and each other. So have a good night. Have a good Chiller Night, and we'll see you next week.